It's 7:30. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call the order the Old Bridge Township Planning Board meeting for July 24, 2025. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay. Daniel, can we have a roll call, please?
Mr. De Palma? Here. Mr. Lenning?
Here.
Mr. Hagopian?
Here.
Ms. Cannon is absent. Mr. Renna?
Here.
Mr. Petty?
Here.
Ms. Masella?
Here.
Mr. McIsaac?
Here.
Mr. Brennan?
Here.
Mr. Ferrara?
Here.
And Chairman Lauer.
Here. Okay, next we'll have the swearing in of our professionals.
All right, if you would please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give this evening is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you.
Okay, we have minutes for approval, minutes of May 19th, 2025. We have any questions or corrections? And if not, can we have a motion?
I'll move it. Second.
Mr. De Palma?
Yes.
Mr. Lenning?
Yes.
Mr. Hagopian?
Yes.
Mr. Renna?
Yes.
Mr. Petty?
Yes.
Ms. Masella?
Yes.
Mr. McIsaac?
Yes.
Mr. Brennan?
Yes.
Mr. Ferrara?
Yes.
And Chairman Lauer.
Yes. Okay, next, minutes of June 26, 2025. Any corrections or deletions? Okay, could I get a motion, please?
Move it.
I'll second.
Mr. De Palma?
Yes.
Mr. Lenning?
Yes.
Mr. Hagopian?
Yes.
Mr. Renna?
Yes.
Mr. Petty?
Yes.
Ms. Masella?
Yes.
Mr. McIsaac?
Yes.
Mr. Brennan?
Yes.
Mr. Ferrara?
Yes.
Chairman Lauer.
Yes. Okay, we have resolutions. The first one is 13-2022P, MBM at Old Bridge SPE Phase 1 LLC. Can I get a motion?
Move it.
Second.
Mr. De Palma?
Yes.
Mr. Lenning?
Yes.
Mr. Hagopian?
Yes.
Mr. Renna?
Yes.
Mr. Petty?
Yes.
Ms. Masella?
Yes.
Mr. McIsaac?
Yes.
Mr. Brennan?
Yes.
Mr. Ferrara?
Yes.
And Chairman Lauer.
Yes. Okay, number two, 12-2022P, Alfieri at Old Bridge.
I'll move it. Second.
Mr. De Palma?
Yes.
Mr. Lenning?
Yes.
Mr. Hagopian?
Yes.
Mr. Renna?
Yes.
Mr. Petty?
Yes.
Ms. Masella?
Yes.
Mr. McIsaac?
Yes.
Mr. Brennan?
Yes.
Mr. Ferrara?
Yes.
And Chairman Lauer.
Yes. Next, 35-2024P, Old Bridge Regency Village LLC. Can I get a motion?
I'll move it.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Mr. De Palma?
Yes.
Mr. Lenning?
Yes.
Mr. Hagopian?
Yes.
Mr. Renna?
Yes.
Mr. Petty?
Yes.
Ms. Masella?
Yes.
Mr. McIsaac?
Yes.
Mr. Brennan?
Yes.
Mr. Ferrara?
Yes.
And Chairman Lauer.
Yes. Okay, next we have a consistency review amended redevelopment plan for the intersection of Jake Brown Road and Highway 9 and the intersection of White Oak Lane and Jake Brown Road. Vina?
Good evening, board members. Actually, this has come to the board as a formality. There isn't any change to the plan. The plan has been what it has been for the past few years. In fact, even before the redevelopment plan was written, this area was zoned as EDO. So it was always a commercial property. What happened is, in May, as you know, I was swamped with the housing plan, and that there was a stringent deadline that I had to meet. But at the same time, we were amending the plan to include the Cheesecake Farm, Quake Farm property. What happened is it was a typographic error that we missed a lot on the front page. If you look at the plan, the rest of the plan, it does include the property, it talks about the uses. However, it was a typographic error that I caught later. I am just trying to fix that typographic error. The maps also, when we did the redevelopment study, we had updated all the maps to include the farm property. But when it came to the plan, there were one or two maps that were not switched out. So I'm just doing it because I want the plan to be perfect, especially when we revisit it in future. But it's a typographic error that we are fixing. No change in the use or no change in the setbacks or anything to the plan. Nothing else is changing. The plan was adopted by the council in May, and I caught it after it was adopted, so it's a formality. But again, the zone always was non-residential. It was EDO. It remains EDO. It's now going to be EDO 2 based on the plan amendment in 2022. That remains, so there are no changes, and it is consistent with the master plan. The whole redevelopment project started because it was one of the recommendations of the master plan when we amended it in 2021.
Okay, thank you. Any questions from the board members? Okay, I'll move it.
Mr. De Palma?
Yes.
Mr. Lenning?
Yes.
Mr. Agopian?
Yes.
Mr. Rena?
Yes.
Mr. Petty?
Yes.
Ms. Masella?
Yes.
Mr. McIsaac?
Yes.
Mr. Brennan?
Yes.
Mr. Farrar?
Yes.
And Chairman Lauer. Chairman?
Yes.
Chairman, if I may, I just want to interject because I'm going to leave the meeting. You should be receiving an email from my office tomorrow, all of you. We are severely backed with our public hearings. We are booking into December now. There are 2 projects that need immediate attention, and we're looking for special meeting. I really request, because I tried reaching out to our township attorney and Joe, as well as the zoning board attorney, because both boards are super swamped. I was trying to see if we could conduct virtual meetings, at least to ease some of the pressure. However, our township attorney has said that he would not support virtual meetings because the law is kind of vague. So we don't have too much of a choice than to ask for special meeting. There are 2 developers that are seeking for a special meeting. Please respond, and Danny should be reaching out to you tomorrow. Please respond so that we can act accordingly. Most of the developers that are coming in are a bit frustrated, both on the zoning board and the planning board side, that the wait period is more than 6 months. Typically, I try to schedule applications within 3 months, but it's been next to impossible. We have like piles of application in the planning office. I'm short-staffed. I couldn't have done it without Rakesh. So thank you, Rakesh, for helping me. But please respond. I really appreciate.
Okay, Vina, now, we already established this coming Tuesday, a special meeting?
Yes,
correct?
there is a special meeting Tuesday, but there are 2 other yes.
Okay, 2 more.
There are 2 more that need to be heard. So we will send out some potential dates. Joe, I don't know if those dates work out with you, but maybe you can have someone cover it if you're not available. All right? Thank you so much. It's a request from the administration. Please respond.
Okay, thank you, Vina.
Thank you. Thank
Okay,
you.
before we get to the next application, I just want to announce that Fairway Plaza LLC, major preliminary and final site plan with a C variance, has withdrawn. So if anybody's here for that, good luck. Okay, our next application is 59-2023P, Thakar Properties LLC, amended major preliminary and final site plan with a C variance, represented by Walter Toto Esquire.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Thank you. That application is ready. Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board.
Good evening.
Working? Yep. Okay, I figured my voice was loud and obnoxious enough to get recorded. All kidding aside, no, Walter Toto, on behalf of Thacker Properties. Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. It's nice to see you all. We did submit an affidavit of service and publication for this application, Joe. I trust everything's in order?
I have not seen it. Vina, just before you leave, it was good. Okay, yes, it was good.
All right, thank you.
My
I-
planning department.
Thank God.
Yes.
All
It
right.
just didn't, some of them don't come down my
I'm glad you asked before she left, because I wasn't going to give you that answer.
So the property we're talking about is, it's block 13,000, lot 6. It's 3649 Route 9. This property was last before this board in 2017, and we received a preliminary and final major site plan approval, I believe unanimously, with bulk variance relief to construct a 7,200 square foot office building. The property is probably close to 100% complete. I think final inspections are in the works. But no CO has been issued as of yet. So the purpose of our being here in the application is threefold, with a fourth issue that's sort of ancillary. But the three issues that we seek to amend, or the three conditions of the original resolution, include, number one, modifying the number of tenants that we testified to somewhat ambiguously at the first hearing in 2017. We had indicated that Mr. Thacker's accounting firm would occupy one floor, and that there would be another tenant, another unnamed tenant, presumably an office use. And our intention, I'm not sure, was to limit it to only two uses, or two users, I should say. So tonight I seek an amendment to allow a third tenant. Part of that also is to expand the type of tenant. Again, we were approved for a general office use, but over the course of the last year, marketing the property has certainly led us to believe that it may be close to impossible to lease to two tenants, let alone three office users. So we're seeking to add the permission for medical use. The lion's share of the proposed tenants that have knocked on the door, so to speak, and have dealt with the broker have been medical in nature. In fact, we had a lease that was signed. It was subject to this board's approval, but they couldn't wait, and admittedly, they didn't have a long timeline to wait. But we asked for a contingency to be heard by the board. We knew we were coming here tonight, but the tenant eventually terminated. But to that end, we believe strongly that medical will fill the building a lot more quickly than office, and we have testimony to support the fact that the parking will be sufficient for a medical use. The third change, it's not really a change, but we're seeking to add a generator to the property. It's within the front yard setback. The key here is that Mr. Thacker has a very busy accounting firm, and during the crazy season, during tax season, if the electricity goes out and fails, it's a disaster, and they need a generator, so that has been proposed for tonight as well. The fourth issue is really ancillary to everything else. It has to do with the fact that the elevator company, the elevator contractor that has been hired for this project, has apparently vanished from the face of the earth. Essex Elevators out of East Orange, they have simply disappeared, and it's causing a lot of problems. And what I'm hoping to have happen is for the board to weigh in on and allow for perhaps a temporary CO to be issued prior to the installation of the elevator, and we would take every precaution to board up that part of the building where the elevator has not yet been installed, because we're now in the process of retaining a new elevator contractor. Again, it's a bit ancillary to what the board normally does, but I wanted to voice that as well. So I have three witnesses. I have Jignesh Thacker, principal of Thacker Associates. I have Bhaskar Halari, who is our project engineer, and I have Frank Miskovich, who will testify, who is also an engineer, will testify as to traffic and parking. And that's basically it. So at this point, I'd like to call up Mr. Thacker.
Go right ahead.
Jignesh?
All right, Let me, if I can, swear you in. Will you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give this evening is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
And just for the record, could you please state and spell your name?
Jignesh Thacker, Jignesh, last name Thacker, Thakkar.
Thank you.
Jignesh, what is your connection with Thacker Properties LLC, the applicant?
I'm one of the members in the LLC that owns the property.
Okay, and what is your profession, and by whom are you employed?
I am a CPA and I'm employed by Thacker Associates. I'm a CPA in New Jersey and New York, and I'm employed by Thacker Associates. The entity is TA Accounting and Tax LLC, doing business as Thacker Associates.
And how long has T&A Accounting been in business?
The practice has been in business since 1978. I joined in 1997, and this particular entity has been in existence since 2013.
And where do you currently practice?
Addison, New Jersey.
And do you have a lease for the Edison site, or do you own that property as well?
So we had a lease for 6 years, which expired, and then we signed 2 30-month leases, which also expired, and we've been month-to-month for about a year.
Okay.
So we're waiting for the building to get done, yeah.
And the intention is, of course, to move to Old Bridge and establish the accounting practice here.
Correct, yeah.
What's the square footage of the Edison site?
Approximately 2,700, I think.
2,700? And do you know how many parking spaces you were able to use at the Edison site?
We're not assigned any parking. It's all general parking for anybody. So, I mean, it's a big building. It's like 4 floors, I think 40,000 square feet. So,
Okay, you occupy a portion.
yeah, we occupy 6% of the building, I think.
Okay, and how many employees do you have?
So in New Jersey, we have 12, and then we have a satellite office in Tampa that has about 7.
And how many operate out of the Edison office?
So 12, but out of that, 3 people are permanently working from home.
Okay.
So 9 basically are in the Edison office.
Do you guys have a particular accounting niche, or just is it general accounting?
General accounting.
General accounting?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. As far as your clients, where do they hail from? I mean, are they local, are they national? Describe that.
So we have basically small businesses that are our clients, and it used to be that New York was our big state because originally the practice was based out of New York, but in the last 5 or 6 years, we've actually, Massachusetts has surpassed New York as our biggest state with clients.
So, okay, go ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah. What percentage do you think are from New Jersey?
very small. If I had to guess, maybe 20.
Okay. I'm trying to get a feel for how often clients visit the practice. Is that common, or?
It's not common, actually. Only when we call them in, if we need to. Those that are out of town, like Massachusetts or New York. New Jersey clients and even clients who are within the, let's say, 15, 20-mile radius will call and come in or walk in during tax season to drop off information, but it's very rare now. Uncommon, yeah. It's mostly emails and mostly emails.
How many square feet do you intend to occupy in the Old Bridge office?
The second floor, which is 3,600.
3,600?
Yeah, well, that's gross. Gross square footage. Yeah.
Understood.
Yes, 3,600, yeah.
That would be the second floor.
Second floor.
So we're asking the board to amend the prior resolution to allow office and medical on the first floor,
Correct,
correct? Okay. Or perhaps all medical on the first floor,
if that's possible.
ideally.
Correct, yes.
Ideally.
Yeah.
All right. Just explain why you're proposing the generator.
Just for the backup, because, we're in a deadline-oriented field, right? So just in case there's a power outage, we can fall back on that and kind of continue our work. God forbid it happens on March 14th or April 13th, then we have that backup.
Okay. Describe for the board your efforts at marketing the property, including hiring the broker, and what's been going on since you hired the broker last year.
I mean, the sign has been up since about a year. It took longer than what we had expected to finish it up, but he's been getting a lot of inquiries that are medical in nature, and like Walter said, we had one lease that we could not really sign because he was not willing to wait for us to finish, and then he would have to then do his own work, which would have taken like 3-4 months to, before he can move in. So that's basically what's been happening, but,
So assuming things go well with the inspections, when do you intend to occupy in Old Bridge?
our office?
Yeah.
Last year? Trend was last year. but
No, I understand that, I understand.
Hopefully by September, October is what,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. Mr. Chairman, nothing further for Mr. Thacker.
Okay.
You're good.
Excuse me a minute. Does the board have any questions of this the owner? No? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we have to open it up to the public for any questions. Seeing no public, I close it. Thank you.
Bhaskar, will you swear in?
Yes,
Could you please state, excuse me, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give this evening is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Please state your name and spell it for the record.
Sure. My name is Bhaskar Halari. That's Halari, last name. I'm professional engineer, work with Concept Engineering, Manalapan, New Jersey.
Bhaskar, briefly give the board the benefit of your CV.
Sure. I've been I've been doing the site planning subdivision design since 1987. I obtained my PE license in 94. Since I have appeared on front of this board as well in the past multiple times. Mostly we practicing in southern Middlesex and northern Monmouth County areas.
Okay, you're accepted.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bhaskar, describe for the board, and briefly, we're not
Sure.
making any other improvements besides the generator, correct?
Correct.
So give the board the overview of
All right, so if you look at the plan that's displayed on the screen here, the site, I think Walter described it really well. So only thing we are trying to do is if you look on the front left-hand side of the building, there is a brown wall, and that's actually an existing garbage dumpster area. So what we're doing is we're putting the generator right behind it. You see that little green square, and that is a generator. So actually, if you look at the site from the front, you will never see the generator because it's going to be completely blocked by that dumpster area. And the dumpster area is made out of a masonry block that basically matches the finishes of the building.
If I can just jump in, is this this looks like a modified version of the site plan, so should we mark this as an exhibit?
Oh, yes, yes.
Exhibit A1?
Joe, yeah, thank you.
Could you just cite, just for
Sure.
record-keeping purposes, so I can draft the resolution, what this document actually is and how?
Yeah,
it's modified?
this is the plan that we had submitted to the board. It's a variance and a site plan. And we only have added the color to kind of identify the improvement on the property. And that is the ideal spot to put a generator because in the back of the building, there is a steep slope, so we couldn't put anything in the back. On a left side, there is a detention basin. There is no space there. So it seemed like that was an ideal location for a generator. And the last item about the elevator, in the sense that the second floor usable space is less than 3,000 square feet. So by code, you're not required to have an elevator, but the client wants to put it in. We asked the building department, and at that time they said that because you submitted a plan to the board showing an elevator, we cannot give you CO without board telling us that it's okay to do it. So that is why we are asking, quite honestly, to see. As long as by the code we are not required to have it, then the board is not requiring us to install it. Obviously, we want to install it, as we just said, but we need a temporary, like 6 months or so, to get a TCO while we get another elevator company to come and finish the installation.
Bhaskar, when we first submitted in 2017, the architectural plan did actually posit or consider 3 tenants, 2 on the first floor and 1 on the second floor.
I wasn't present at the hearings, but there always been a discussion about the 3 tenants. I think somehow during the hearing, in a testimony, something got misinterpreted. That's
And in
all.
fact, as far as utilities are concerned, is the first floor metered for 2 tenants?
Yes, actually the plan is, the architectural plan we submitted to the board also shows like a 2 bathrooms and 2 entrance door. That is how the plan has been from the beginning. The architect who was involved originally with the the plans with the board when they got original approval, it's the same plan, and he told me that they're just following the same design.
And Bhaskar, you reviewed Rakesh and Vina's report from July 23rd, 2025, correct?
So, yes, I have.
Are there any issues with agreeing to any of the conditions within the report?
No, we had not have any issue. There is a lot of item here which relates to the parking, so Frank will testify to all of those items.
Okay.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, nothing further for Mr. Hilary.
Okay, I'd like to go to our professional.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I don't really have any questions for the applicant's engineer. With regard to the elevator issue, I think the only light I can shed on that is normally that's not the purview of the board, either the planning board or zoning board. But I understand what you're saying is that the construction office is indicating that, hey, the plans were approved a certain way. It's kind of an odd thing.
Right.
Go ahead.
The chairman actually just asked me that same question, is this something even the board can grant? And I think what the board can do, if we're so inclined to do so, is just say that it's not opposed to it, in essence. I mean, I come with better language in the resolution. But it would be that the board is not opposed and has no restrictions against the construction office for granting those TCO before the elevator is installed. But ultimately, as Rakesh said, it will be a construction department final decision. So if the construction department says, even the board says we're okay with it, the construction department says, no, you have to build it, there's nothing we can do.
We understand.
Or any
Actually, we wouldn't even ask for it to the board if the building department had not requested it.
There's no change to the plan. It's a change to the timeline of the construction
Correct.
or the implementation of the elevator.
I think if we don't mind, we should piggyback the generator concept into this, because we wouldn't make a ruling on whether or not they're permitted to have a generator.
Well, there is some relief that they need for the generator, though. Yeah.
Could I ask a question? Now, on the construction and everything else, so under the plans, elevator was part of the plans, so you do guys have the shaft, everything going in. You just don't have the company that's gonna come and install the elevator. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, actually, the elevator, the hydraulics is installed, the control panel is installed, this company can come and in 3 days finish the elevator. But they just completely have disappeared. They're not.
How long ago did you know that they were no longer in business?
No, for last 2 months, we trying to get in touch with them. Our attorney had sent them the letter came back undeliverable. So at this point, we just think they're out of the business because we can't get a hold of them. And as I said, the only thing left to install is the elevator cabin and a call button where you push the button so elevator comes down. But the hydraulic elevator is all operational. There is like
I understand that. Have you tried to look for another company that could come in?
we did, that's exactly, for last 1 month, we met 4 companies. And it seems to me these elevators installer have a proprietary controllers. So no other company can use the other company's controller. That's how they control the services of the elevator. So everybody we talk to, they pretty much say they have to remove all the controllers and all that and redo their installation. So most of the guys are saying about 8 weeks to do it. But we get into contract and, that little bit delays or whatnot. So we just thinking 6 months is enough time to get this done. But basically, we have lost that money from the previous company. We have to start with
Yeah,
the
you
scratch
just have
with
to
the new
get a
company.
change of contractor.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and in general, just as a point of clarification, the board doesn't really get into the details of elevators and interior finishes. We ask for architectural plans so that we have an idea of the size, scale, the aesthetics of the building, and the like, and none of that has changed. I think this is, it's kind of, I guess maybe the construction office is being overly cautious,
Correct.
if nothing else, and I hope they're not watching. But I think the, hi, Mom. I think the request is a valid request, and I'm sure Joe can word it such that it basically states that the board doesn't have an objection, but ultimately all the requirements and responsibilities and all that lies with the construction office and the applicant. We're simply saying we don't have any qualms with the timing of when the elevator gets put into commission.
Yes, that's all we're looking for.
Certainly.
That's exactly what we're looking for, yes.
Okay, thank you. Is that?
I'm done.
Okay. Anybody to my right? Question?
I have a question. As far as the emergency generator, is that just for the second floor, or would that be an entire building generator?
It's going to be common area and second floor. So it will have an elevator included in there, and some emergency lighting type of thing, even on a first floor.
Okay,
Right.
but it's not gonna operate both? Okay,
No.
Totally understand.
It'd be very big generator.
Yeah, that's
don't
why I
think
was
we-
asking.
no,
I was
no,
just
no.
trying to figure out.
And even on a second floor, I don't think it's going to control our air conditionings and all that, very limited of that, but remotely lighting, and they have their server.
Yeah.
So that is the
server.
main thing that, that we need to make sure there is enough power for. it.
Totally
Yes.
understand. Thank you.
Yes.
And if I could, Chairman, if I may, just to clarify, did you say the elevator is or isn't included in the generator? The elevator?
It is.
It is,
It is,
okay.
yes.
I just wanted to make sure I.
Sure.
heard
No, of course.
correctly.
Okay. Go
Yes,
ahead.
just one quick question. How many kilowatt is that generator?
We don't have size that exactly. We met our electricians and we came up with an idea of what we want to do with it, and he's investigating that. The overall service for the second floor, entire second floor with the elevator, everything was like about 200 amps, so. Yes.
Go ahead, Ed.
I never thought my expertise would come in valuable at this meeting, but I am an elevator engineer.
Oh, wow.
You're hired.
You can come over and help us out.
You got any business cards?
Your
We desperately
situation,
need help.
the situation with your present elevator company is not unusual for that company. I can say that.
You know that company?
I do.
Oh, wow.
Enough said.
Interesting.
And legal advice, that's enough.
Yeah, no legal advice.
We would like to talk to you, though.
Well, that's up.
Not about
If I
that
could do that.
company, just get an
Right.
idea about this elevator, how we can get it done quickly. Maybe, your expertise can help us.
I think that 8 weeks is a panacea. Just ordering equipment because your present equipment cannot function with a new elevator company. They all want to put their own equipment in.
Correct.
And the lead time for a lot of these companies is 12, 15 weeks, 16 weeks.
Yeah.
And then to have a construction crew there assigned to it, I think that, you're looking at 3-4 months down the road at least, just to get equipment.
So far, the couple of companies we talked to, one of those was TK Elevator, ThyssenKrupp.
Yeah.
That's a reputable company, so they told us 8 weeks, so we were hoping that's true. Or maybe they have an elevator laying around because a standard size elevator or something, I don't know.
They're all custom.
Custom?
Everyone
Okay.
is custom. But in any case, most of the time, and I'm a state inspector also,
Oh, wow.
most of the time, the state does not approve a building without the requirements for ADA. And so you have second floor, and you have 36,
No, actually, the effective usable space is less than 3,000 square feet.
it's less than 3
Less than
Okay,
3.
so
That's
you
why
just-
we know that we can buy we actually approached the building department. They said, yeah, it looks okay, you may not need it for
Yeah,
your
under-
CO.
If you're under
but-
3,000 square feet, you
Right.
should be okay.
But they said we won't give you CO except the board tells us that you are okay. So that's why while we were coming, we just figured we asked the board, yes.
Right, well, and by code, you're required to have the elevator connected to the emergency generator.
Yes.
That is a requirement.
Yeah, but right now, the other requirement was that you have to have an emergency call. So there is a new system you have to put in for ADA compliant people or something if you don't have a generator. So we put that system in already. So we got the building.
I'm not going to give you any advice
Okay,
as to
that's
that.
fine.
That's not my place here to give you those
Understand.
advice. But in any case, like I said, the state looks at it, no AD, if you don't have an ADA compliance for the second floor, then the state would not approve it. But this is your local government here, so that's a whole different situation.
Understood. Thank you for your help.
Okay, any other question? Okay.
Oscar, I think you're good to go.
Excuse me, I'm gonna let myself ask some questions.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Originally, your approval, were you on track with your parking? Maybe Rakesh, was he on track with his parking for the size of the building originally?
For the size of the building, the parking requirement, yes.
36, we
it
had
was-
36 required, and
Right.
we proposed 36.
Right, they met the parking for all office.
Okay, I made a little visit today, and I counted 34. Did I miss a couple? I don't know, but anyway, what I'm getting to is you stated that you were gonna occupy 3,600 square feet.
On the second floor, yes, Mr. Chairman, yes, yeah,
His office is gonna be on the second floor.
correct.
Okay, and he has 9 employees,
9, yes.
9 that are gonna be at that,
Yeah.
okay. Your medical, do you have somebody picked out yet for the medical?
No, we did, but that fell by the wayside. They terminated the lease because it was subject to, of course, this board's approval. Otherwise, they were not permitted under the resolution. So, no, we don't have anyone picked out yet, which makes it a little bit.
So if you don't know who you're gonna use, you don't know how many employees they're gonna have, am I correct?
That is true, yeah. I would say that, not to get cute here or mince words, the parking is based on the square footage for
Right.
medical, right? 1 out of 150. Of course, as a practical matter, the employees come into play. Not necessarily to calculate the standard, which
Right.
we're going to deviate from, potentially with the board's approval. Yeah, so that makes it difficult to calculate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because in the past, I don't know about the rest of the board members, but we've had testimony that the ex-employees, and it turned out to be more employees than they said, and then people are fighting for parking, crossing highways. To me, it would be helpful to know how many employees the medical would have. Now, how many square feet would the medical be?
So the first floor is 3,600 square feet total, but all 3,600 is not usable in the sense because we have 2 stairwells, an elevator, and common area and all that. So there
Based
is,
on the gross square footage.
The parking, I don't mean to interject, but I think, well, I guess I do mean to interject. The parking is based off of the gross square footage, and it's based off of the use of that space. So gross square footage office is 1 space for every 200 square feet, and gross square footage of medical space is 1 parking space for every 150 square feet. So I think the applicant is proposing up to 3,600 square feet
Correct.
of medical on the first floor.
Correct.
And
Only-
that would basically be 24 parking spaces. And they're proposing the entire second floor as 3,600 square foot of office. And that would be 18 parking spaces. So the total requirement for this space, regardless of the number of employees and what have you, is the 18 and 34 combined, which is 42. So that the actual
20.
18 and 24, I apologize. Thank you. Thank you, Councilman. 18 and 24 combined, so it's 42 is what.
In your opinion, you think they're sufficient?
So I'm going to wait for Mr. Miskovich's testimony, and then I can agree to it. But yeah, I'm sure he'll have some convincing testimony to justify the variance.
That'd be good, Chairman, yes.
Okay, I have to open it up to the public. See no public, close it. Thank you for.
Thank you, sir.
Frank? Saving the best for last. Sorry, guys.
They all know it, don't worry.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Aye. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give this evening is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Can you please state your name and spell it for the record?
Sure, it's Frank Miskovich, it's spelled M-I-S-K-O-V as in Victor, I-C-H. And,
Frank, give the board the benefit of your CV, please.
sure, I'm a licensed professional engineer in the state of New Jersey. My license is current. Been licensed for about 50 years now, about 55 years' experience in traffic engineering, and I have testified before this board before. I've represented a number of boards, planning and zoning boards throughout the state of New Jersey also.
You're accepted.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Well, I think there's been a lot of discussion already on the parking, but let me first start that I was the traffic engineer on the original application back in 2017. At that time, we were looking at all general office for the entire building, and there was consideration for medical office in that building. At that time, we said, no, we cannot have that entire building as medical office because we wouldn't have not enough parking. We'd be way over the parking requirement. And at the time, Mr. Jignesh basically said, look, I'm going to move my office upstairs. I'm going to keep general office downstairs. That was the thinking back in 2017, 2019, prior to COVID. The architectural plans that were submitted to the board at that time showed one tenant on the second floor and two tenant spaces on the first floor. But there seems to have been some mix-up either in the testimony or when the resolutions came back, that your zoning officer questioned, well, no, you only need one tenant on the second floor and an additional tenant on the first floor. So what we're here tonight is to get clarification to the fact that we want basically three tenants, one on the second, two on the first. The question that was posed on that part of it is the fact that your town ordinance does not mention or require any number of tenants in the building. It's based on gross square footage. So you could have one tenant, you can have 10 tenants. There's no variation on that part. While we're talking about that part of it, this is the same with medical office. It's 1 per 150 gross square feet, but it doesn't mention anything about the number of tenants that could be in the building. That's consistent with the Institute of Transportation Engineers data on parking data and everything. They don't mention anything about the number of tenants in their descriptions, nor in all the data that they've collected. So we're back on just basing everything on square footage. That 7,200 square foot building, regardless of number of tenants, requires 36 spaces, and that's what we have. I did not count what's out there, but that's what was approved for, and I would suggest, I would believe that that's what was been constructed, 36 spaces. And so that, to me, I'm sorry, go ahead.
You're right. I forgot the two handicap. You're right. I counted 34, and I counted the two handicap. I didn't add them together, sorry.
Well, let me confuse it a little more. So let me just back up, just talk about office, where we're looking to at least have 3 tenants in the building. That's the first question that we're being asked for. The second part is whether we can have medical office on the first floor, whether it's 1 tenant or 2 tenants, total 3,600 square feet. If I look at the parking requirement just for that first floor, I need 24 spaces by ordinance, and I need the 18 on the second floor, so I need 42 parking spaces. I have 36, so I have a variance of 6 spaces that we're seeking. Your planner in his report mentions that we're proposing make-ready electrical charging stations on here, which we get a credit on both either federal law, state law, or even township requirements. So we basically get a credit, I believe it's 4 spaces. So we would have technically on paper 38 spaces required, and we have 36. So technically that's a 2-space variance. Or if you compare it to your 42 that's required, it's now 4 spaces. But I'm going to go one step further. I'm going to say we have 36 physical spaces. Is that adequate to support both the office and the medical office? And what I've done is looked at peak parking demands based upon the Institute of Transportation Engineers data, where we look at the average rate, what we call the 85th percentile rate, which means 85% of the time you can be at that number or even less. So very seldom will you be going over. And when I look at that number, I'm looking at an average of 20 spaces being occupied, and that 85th percentile is 25 spaces. So basically, you're saying the majority of the time, we're going to be 25 occupied spaces or less, based upon those 2 uses. We have 36, so we're okay there. But that is also a static requirement. That is 24 hours a day, that parking requirement. I think you have to look at time of day variations, because on the weekends, obviously, you don't have office. The majority of the office is closed. You might have some medical. The office is closed at night. You might have some medical at night. So it's going to vary throughout the day. And in my report, I did a time of day distribution and amount of parking that would be there. And really, it's during that 10 a.m. to maybe 3 p.m. time period that I'm around 22 to 25 parking spaces being occupied based upon the available studies. So I believe we do have enough for that based upon the 36 spaces. On a side note, as the applicant has indicated, he has 9 employees in his office that would be there at any particular time. And the original application was prior to COVID, and since then, we've seen a lot more remote working from home in a lot of offices. And even the medical industry has gotten into telecommunicating with the doctors. So there's some variations there. And you're right, it would depend on which doctors come in there. Some are more demanding than others, but we have to look at the gross square footage. He has 9 employees. So if I took the 36 spaces and I took his 9 employees out that they're all day long, I'm left with 27 spaces, which actually meets your 24 space parking requirement for the medical office. So on a practical matter with him there, we're okay with parking, more than enough. I'd also, although it's based on gross footage, as was pointed out, if you looked at the architectural plan for the first floor, tenant 1 has some common space with stairwells on the back corner. Tenant 2, almost 25% of the area is taken up by stairwells and elevators. So if you were to kind of consider what the net office space is, it's maybe about 30% less than what that gross is, which then would reduce actual parking demand, because obviously his usable area is a lot less. So the number of doctors or examination rooms might be kind of restricted a little bit. But having just kind of on the side, we're still going on based on gross square footage. The other part is we had to get a DOT permit for the driveways in this use. The DOT limits the amount of traffic that can be increased because of a change in use. So we looked at the change in use going from all office to office and medical. We're still well under the thresholds that would trigger a new access permit. So we're fine with the DOT permits for the driveway as they now stand. So basically, that's it, and open for questions.
Okay, Rakesh, would you like to comment?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just, our review memo was dated July 18th. I think Mr. Miskovich really provided all the testimony that we had requested in our memo. With regard to the parking variance, I think the testimony that Mr. Miskovich provided, I think it's valid testimony and something that I could definitely support. We have seen, I know COVID used as an excuse for a lot of things, or a reason for a lot of things, but it's just it did change a lot of things. So from a viability standpoint, there is a lower demand for just general office. So to make this project viable, I see the applicant's point in requesting the medical space use. And then also just the parking demand is different now than it was when this application was approved in 2016. The demand is a little lower for general office. I know in my office we have we have a few folks that work remotely and all that, so there are less cars parked in our parking lot than there were 6-7 years ago. So it's a very plausible and viable or valid testimony. The amount of spaces, essentially with the 2 make-ready spaces, the applicant is providing 38 spaces on paper. Basically, the 36 spaces with the 2 credit that they get for the 2 EV spaces, it's 38, where 42 is required. So from a deviation standpoint, we're not talking about a gross deviation from the requirement. So I would support the testimony. I don't have any questions for Mr. Miskovich, but I'm happy to answer any questions the board may have.
Okay, thank you. Anybody to my right?
No, the only comment, I tend to agree. I think it was a lot less. And I think it was the testimony of, first testimony that you actually have 4 or so people that work remotely to begin with. And I would tend to agree that I go in just to pick up my stuff from my accountant. He gives me my bad news with the check I have to write to him every year. But I know there's not a lot of sitting down and walking through it. So, I mean, even though there may be a little bit of excess for the first floor, the second floor will probably make up for that with folks working remotely and accounting firms also not working a full year, because once accounting season, I feel like all accountants escape to Aruba or the Bahamas post that season. He's laughing because he knows I'm right. But no, I have nothing else.
One comment, just a typical commercial EV position gives you 2 positions. So why wouldn't you consider 2 and get the benefit of 8?
We do have 2.
do
So
have
we're
two.
getting the credit for four.
Okay.
That-
All right. I thought you
And
were
that's where
calculating.
it gets confusing as
Thank you.
technical versus physical. Yeah.
Okay, anybody to my left have a question or a comment of this witness? Go ahead.
I would just like to say, we've all been to that building that there's no parking, that's the worst thing, you know? So, you know, if it is approved, I would really choose wisely what tenant you put in there, because you don't want to jam yourself up. You want to leave growth for yourself. You know, you currently have 9 employees that come to the office. As you grow, you're going to need additional spots for that. So I think the tenant choice is what's really important here. If you had like, an urgent care, there's a lot of people coming in, you know, there's 10 people in the waiting room for that, so you gotta really think about that one. That's all I have.
Yeah, absolutely.
I agree with Casey also. The choice of your tenant is going to be very crucial to the parking in that building. Because I've seen parking lots, and yes, we've all been to urgent care, and you circle, circle, circle until you find a spot. And with 9 employees upstairs and with only 36 spots, doesn't leave you much for 2 medical facilities.
Yeah, it doesn't, and I think we'd have to police that in the lease. And if it's being violated, I know it gets a little,
It gets a
It's
little
tricky.
harder because your 2 tenants downstairs that are going to have medical buildings or medical, how many employees are they going to have? 5,
Right.
6 each? So that's 12. And the 9 upstairs, that's 21.
yeah, it's certainly,
Doesn't leave much.
yeah, it's certainly a threshold question for whoever we market this to and negotiate with.
Anybody else?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
apologize if I may. 2 things that I did forget. One thing is we did ask where the EV spaces will be located. Do we know where they are?
Bhaskar?
So they will be located on the right-hand side of the building, as you see where the ADA spots is on the front. So one space that right next to ADA, that's around the corner. So those 2 spots, we have a conduit there in that island area, landscape island area, not in the front of the building, where the ADA spot is, to the right side, to the right. No, to come down. Right, so that, okay. Yes, that, okay, right, on the left side of the traffic arrow and a first ADA parking on the right side. So those 2 spaces can be served by the.
Perfect.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
There was a question about building height as well.
Yeah, I was going to let that go because it's an existing building, but if you can tell us, sure.
I believe it's 30 feet.
Okay.
Bhaskar, that's correct? Yeah, 30 feet.
Perfect. And last thing, because Vina's not here and she might be watching from home, so I just want to make sure I cover it. The applicant does require relief, as was mentioned earlier, for the generator location. Specifically, it's section 250-50. All detached accessory structures are to be located to the rear or the front line of the building, of the principal building, and if located in the side yard, shall conform to the side yard requirements that would otherwise be applicable. The applicant is actually proposing the generator to be forward of the building, but it's behind the existing trash enclosure. So the enclosure is already in a location that requires relief. Presumably that relief was granted at the time of approval. So this is the same relief that was granted for the enclosure, but just a little bit further back. And I do agree with the location of it being the least conspicuous location. It's hidden behind the trash enclosure. The applicant's testimony is that it's not a very large generator, so it will be effectively hidden behind that enclosure. And the benefit that the applicant has of having the use of the backup power supply, I believe, does outweigh any detriment. And from an aesthetic standpoint, it is located where it actually causes the least amount of detriment.
Okay, thank you. Are we finished over here? Go ahead.
Is there are there parameters on the footprint of that generator? Because they had mentioned that it's not fully
Yeah.
spec'd out yet. Or is this just a rendition?
So they've given a size, but I imagine the testimony will be that it's a generic size, but it will be no bigger than that.
Correct, yes. Yeah. Yeah, so we did look into certain generators, and we picked the dimension based on that it will fit within that area. Yes.
Can you just tell us the size of the box?
So 4 by 8.
4 by 8. So the generator, I imagine, will be significantly smaller than 4 by 8, but
I would expect, but I drew it a little bigger just in case to cover, any possibilities.
thank you.
What would be the power of the generator? Will it be powered by gas or?
Yes, it will be natural gas.
Gasoline or
It'll be natural gas,
natural gas?
yes.
Have you already documented that they can provide the gas from? Gas company?
Actually, the building currently doesn't have any gas service because the entire HVAC system is operated by electric. So we have not approached the gas company, but we will approach them.
So it's possible that you don't have gas enough to run a generator?
No, if we're getting a new service, we should be able to get the size of the service we need. I don't think, it's not like we have ran the service already, which could be undersized. We'll be running the service exclusively for the generator.
I hope you're not going to be surprised when the gas company says that they need a bigger line coming to your building, but
I understand that.
that's up to you.
Yes, we have to accept that, yes.
Okay, anybody else? I just want to say that I agree with my board members. You got to be selective in your medical to control the parking with the number of employees. I apologize for saying you only had 34. I did go out and I did count the 2 handicap ones too, but I forgot them. But what I did notice today in my little field trip, and I know I need new glasses, okay? But when you get to Route 9 and your stop sign's there, your no left-hand turns sign is upside down. It's upside down. I'm looking at it, I'm saying, where am I going?
Yeah, no, I don't know, this was mischief by some people who are walking through the property. I don't know, they're coming from the back. And when we installed the sign, there was a bolt there that kept the sign straight, but they took the top bolt off. And then now the
Oh, so it just fell down?
Yeah. he
Oh,
took
okay.
The top bolt out.
I wasn't looking for bolts, I just wanted to go home.
So we saw that, so we told somebody to get the bolt
Okay.
and put it back in, but it is somebody had done a mischief, basically some young kids going
Yeah, I
to the
didn't know whether
property.
to go left or right.
No, I understand.
Okay.
You should guys definitely get that fixed sooner than later. We don't want to,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
especially on a state highway, we don't want to direct anybody the wrong way.
Okay, I'd like to open it to the public. Any comments? See no hands? Close the public comments.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, thank you. A vote in favor of this application would be to grant the amended preliminary final major site plan approval with the variance relief requested. And, as was stated through the testimony as well as the presentation by Mr. Toto, that really is, the approval that's, being sought in connection with this amended approval is to clarify that more than, clarify the limitation of only 2 tenants permitted at the site to allow that the second tenant on the first floor, as was originally, the testimony is that it was originally intended, but somehow got lost along the way, to allow the type of tenant, being the medical use, being located in the first floor, to add a generator to the site, subject to the testimony and the variances required, and the last being that the board would not be opposed to a temporary CO being issued prior to the final installation of the elevator, but all final approval and authority is left with the construction official as to whether that is granted or not.
Question, can we separate those items, the temporary certificate of occupancy and the site approval and all the other approval for the generator?
Sure. So you're asking if we can vote just on the issue with the elevator separate?
The
That one
TCO, yeah.
Taken out?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
separate
as long as the chairman, you're okay with that? Yeah, so
fine.
then my summary goes to up to the point of the temporary, the objection or standing with regard to the issuance of the temporary CO with regard to, in connection with the installation of the elevator. So a vote on that, we'll take a second vote on that separately.
Okay, can we have a motion to move this forward?
Move it.
Second.
Mr. De Palma?
Yes.
Mr. Lenning?
Yes.
Mr. Agopian?
Yes.
Mr. Rena?
Yes.
Mr. Petty?
Yes.
Ms. Masella?
Yes.
Mr. McIsaac?
Yes.
Mr. Brennan?
Yes.
Mr. Ferrara?
Yes.
And Chairman Lauer.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, and then as was questioned by the board member, we'll hold a second vote on whether the board is in favor of, as part of this approval, I'm not going to do a separate resolution if it's okay, if granted or denied, that the depending on the vote of the board, but whether or not the board will make a statement in its to the to the construction official as part of this approval that it has no objection to the elevator being or the issuance of a temporary CO prior to the elevator being finally installed and completed.
Thank you, Joe.
Can I
Thank you.
ask Joe, can I say something?
Oh, sure, go ahead.
Since the elevator services the second floor only, so if it could be possible to make part of this is, the TCO would be for the first floor only, and not the second floor.
Well, again, wouldn't that be up to the,
Why, I mean,
So,
we
so
could
can,
make that in.
I just want to make sure that, that those are under the purview of the building department, not under here. I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page, Joe, that
Well, that's what I was just
anything
gonna
we
say.
do, that there's the separation.
That distinction really won't come into play because ultimately the decision is left with the construction department. So in either instance, you know, it's just going to be whether the construction department grants it or not. But if if the board wants to condition its non-objection, I guess we could do so, but ultimately, you know, whether that condition gets enforced or not, that still would be outside of our purview because it's a condition on something that's not within this board's jurisdiction. Is that, I know I'm saying a lot of words. I'm trying to make it make sense because it's a little confusing.
Simple English, what does that mean, a yes vote?
Well,
No, I know.
it depends on, you know, a yes.
Favorable vote of yes means
A
what?
yes vote would be that there's no objection to this board with the construction official granting the TCO. If they so approve it, whether it's for the first floor or the second floor, that's going to be up to the discretion of the construction department.
are we all clear on that?
I think so, I hope so.
Okay. Do you have a question?
Yeah, but if we say no, the construction official.
If we say no, the construction could still say yes, but it's sounding from the testimony that was provided, the construction department was hesitant on doing that, so they wanted to hear what the opinion of the board was first. That's what I understand from the testimony.
Correct,
If we
yes.
say no, there needs to be something substantial there.
No, we could, this board, this is really, that's why it's kind of confusing. This vote, the second vote now, is outside of the jurisdiction of this board. The construction department was just hesitant on granting a TCO without knowing what this board felt based upon the terms of the prior approval. So what this board will say is either, yes, we're comfortable with it, or no, we're not comfortable with it. But ultimately, the final jurisdiction, the final say, is left with the construction department. So it's really just more of a sentiment. It's like a non-binding referendum or resolution, you know, vote.
Okay, are we all happy now?
I'll move it. I'll move it.
Okay, it's been moved. I'll second.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Mr. Lennon?
Yes.
Mr. Agopian?
Yes.
Mr. Renner?
Yes.
Mr. Petty?
Yes, I hope.
Ms. Masella?
Yes.
Mr. McIsaac?
Yes.
Mr. Brennan?
Yes.
Mr. Ferrara?
Yes.
Chairman Lauer?
Yes. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you for your time this evening. We appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your summer.
You guys made me work today.
Yeah.
Thanks for the explanation.
Now, Joe, did I hear, Venus, that you objected to the telecommunications? Was it, she said the attorney, did she mean you?
No. I said it was okay.
Good. I hate that Zoom.
All right, well, we just need to do any public comment and then adjournment.
Okay. We'll open up to general public comments. Seeing none, I'll close that portion. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Move it.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay.